How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So what city in South Africa are you in?
I'm not. I'm actually in Abu Dhabi in the Middle East.
Okay, got it. But you're
Yeah,
from South.
yeah, yeah. I'm from South Africa. Yeah,
Okay. Sorry
yeah,
for that. I was when I was doing the time conversions, I was assuming South Africa.
yeah. I thought initially, I was like, I wonder, like, if he knows where I am, because obviously people might get confused. And then when I came on at 4:30, I was like, yeah, I think he meant 6:30 because he wasn't sure. Because I know there's a 2-hour difference between here and South Africa.
Yeah, sorry about that. Where in South
That's okay.
Africa are you from?
Like a really small town in the Eastern Cape called Port Alfred. It's tiny. Can drive from one side to the other in like 3 minutes.
How far is it from like Cape Town or Johannesburg? I don't know which.
Like it's about 1,000 kilometers both. So Cape Town's obviously along the coast, and Johannesburg's inland.
Okay.
So yeah, but I lived in Cape Town for 5 years before I moved to the Middle East, where I've been now for the last 4 years.
Did you move there to be a coach?
I did, yeah.
So what gym?
At Vogue Fitness,
Okay, there's
CrossFit
a lot of
Yes.
there. Oh yeah, I know those guys.
Yeah.
I've talked to a number of athletes who live out there. It's like they do a great job recruiting coaches from around the world to come out and uh,
Yeah.
be
I
trained.
think people come with like a mixture of I don't know, like things that they want to do. Like I didn't necessarily come to be an athlete. I just was like, I'll train as hard as I can, and if that affords me the opportunity, like if I get good enough, then so be it. Like I love training. But some people do come for the lifestyle here because as a coach you do make a really good living.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Yaz it's on the Formula One track, right? It's like in the
Yeah.
middle of the track up on the second floor of a building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
there.
it's like it looks kind of like a spaceship or a control room from afar. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
And you've been
Yeah.
coaching for 4 years?
Yeah, so I was at Yas for 3 years. I came into the Middle East working there, and then I've recently moved to a gym called Sandbox,
Okay.
which is, yeah, it's on the beachfront in a different area. It's very, very beautiful.
There was another games athlete that was coming out of Yaz, wasn't there?
Yeah, Jamie Green or
Yeah.
Jamie Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, lots of big shoes to fill.
Is she still training out of there or no?
Not at the moment because she's gone team this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's with Christoph Horvath. I actually listened to your podcast with Laura earlier yesterday, and
Yeah.
yeah, so she's with Christoph, and they're in Sweden at the moment.
When do you come out here?
I leave on the 30th, and I'm flying via London and then over to Texas.
How many classes a day do you coach?
So at the moment, I've kind of whittled down, like I'm only doing my CrossFit classes. I'm not doing PTs because I just find with trying to get the training in, it's a little bit heavy going. So between 3 and 4 classes a day. Um, the afternoon classes are fine, but it's the early starts that I really find quite challenging because I live about half an hour away from where I work. So it's I have to wake up at like 4:15, and I'm always waking up way before my alarm. So yeah, sleep on those days isn't existent really.
Do you love coaching? Do you have a passion for it?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I do. It's yeah, it's very rewarding, and it's like I feel like it's more to me than just being an athlete, you know, like I feel very relatable to my members because I've been there and done that. Like I didn't think I would be where I am now, and so like I feel like I can really, you know, help people along their journeys.
When did you start coaching in South Africa?
Yeah, yeah. So I was personal training before, and this lady opened up like a small CrossFit gym in my university town and started out there, and then moved to Cape Town. And that was in 20, I think 14. I started out CrossFit.
I talked to Sevon the other day, and he said he recently did an interview with you. And he right after the interview, he called me and he's like, "Hey, there's this lady who's in the games, and you should ask her to be on seminar staff. She wants to do seminar staff."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was actually just communicating with to do my level 3. I want to try and get it done before the end of the year. So I don't know, like I've heard from a lot of people that the content's quite a lot. So hopefully I can get it done before my level 2 expires, and then Yeah, it is something that I would really love to do. I think when I started CrossFit, that was like the thing that I wanted to do over and above everything else. And then everyone was like, nah, it's who you know, you won't get in, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of thought like maybe from South Africa, like the, I don't know how much reach, there's not much reach there, let's be honest. So like I thought maybe it won't be possible, but maybe being in the Middle East, like I know Simon Jones and yeah, potentially.
It's not who you know. If you apply and you have and you have passion and you do good through the internship process, it's possible for anyone to make it to the team.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
good to know.
it's not who you know, but you do know someone now who can also help make sure the process get you into the process, and then you
Do the
have to
work.
do the work. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just on a side note, like I wanted to say that I really love the fact that you're doing these interviews because I feel like number one, coming from Africa, no one knows the African athletes really at all. So it's pretty cool that you guys have like put us out there. And number two, like these people that I'm competing against are like pretty much all my idols and my role models. And watching some of these interviews makes them so personable and just like to see like where they've come from and how hard they work and like you kind of see them on the well, I mean, I went to the games in 22 in a team,
Okay.
but like seeing like say Rich there and like I saw Tia there and I was like they're scary, you don't want to talk to them. um and so like hearing them just speak to you and chat normally about things that are going on in their life was like it's a really cool thing that you've done. So
I
yeah,
appreciate
I just
that.
wanted to say that.
Do Who do you look up to as an athlete? Like, which athletes do you um, look to as a role model, admire, look to for inspiration, etc.?
Well, I would say it's actually easiest for me looking at the girls that I train with and train around more often.
Okay.
So Jamie Green has been around me. Jamie and Elliot Simmons as well. Like they've been around me quite a lot over the last maybe year, 2 years, like since being here. And yeah, they're super inspirational. Like Jamie is one of the most talented people I've like ever met. She just likes the best attitude and just like so chilled. And I'm like, I wish I could be so like stress less like she does. And just so naturally athletic. And like I look at people like her and I can see why they do so well in this competition because there's no like yeah, they're just like unfazed. It's like, oh, get on the bike, okay, go on those monkey bars, okay, you know? Um, and I can see that in myself where like I don't necessarily feel as adaptable. And I think that's one of the fears I have coming into the games because I know you have to be adaptable, but I think that's something you can also learn through exposure. Um,
Maybe
so
like or learn through exposure, or maybe just have a good, like you're saying about Jamie, just a good perception of how to tackle it in terms of mindset. Like, okay, this is something new, but I'll be fine. It's going to be okay.
yeah,
I'm
and just
excited.
backing yourself a little.
Yes. Believing
Yeah.
in yourself.
Yeah, and that's been a learning curve. So yeah, it's exciting.
How are you as how's your running and swimming?
So obviously, leading up to the whole goal was just to qualify through semis. So there was no swimming needed in semis. Um, so pretty much up until when did I swim? I swam in a comp in Feb, and that was fine. It was only like 300 meters, and I was like first out the water, felt pretty good. I'm like, oh, maybe I can swim. But then since then, I haven't done much up until obviously qualifying, and
Yep.
then running. I was running quite a bit leading up to semis, just because obviously it was in there. But then I twisted my ankle just before semis, like quite badly. And so after semis, I needed it to recover. So maybe for like 5 weeks after semis, I didn't do much running on it because it's still swollen and a little bit stiff in certain positions. Um, but I've run it like maybe 3 times and it feels okay. So, yeah.
It must be hard to run out there.
Oh my God, you don't even like want to go there. Like, I was trying to think today whether or not I'd be heat adapted because they're like even inside the gyms it's hot, like,
Yeah.
but I don't know whether it really makes a difference or you just suffer regardless.
I think it makes me a difference being heat adapted for sure. I think your heat adapt the heat you're adapted to, I assume it should translate pretty well to the Texas heat.
But is Texas dry though? Because dry is different to humid.
Yeah, it's dry.
Not
I think.
humid.
No, it's not humid. It's not too. It wasn't too humid when I was there. No,
I'm used to humid heat, but
it's humid out
dry,
there.
you're like so humid. You
Okay.
you you pretty much get like condensation on your skin when you walk outside immediately.
No, it's not like
Um,
that. At least when
okay.
I was there a few weeks ago, it wasn't like that at all.
Yeah. So
So
I don't know.
when do you run? Do you run like at night or do you run on a treadmill?
You just run outside and hope for the best. Like I think I did. Do you know Julia? Obviously, you had a call with Julia Cato.
Yeah.
We tried to do a run swim in the ocean, and we ran 2Ks out and then 2.5Ks out and 2.5Ks back, and I think we were running at like 550 and my heart rate was like 160, and it just did not want to come down. And then I lost Julia. I think she ended up walking because like she was overheating. And then by the time I got to the pool, I mean the beach, I got dressed and whatever, and I walked into the water, and I kid you not, the water was maybe like 30 degrees. um and I couldn't even it was so bad. I was like, this was the worst idea ever. Like if I needed an event to give me confidence, this was not the right thing to do. So yeah, I'm switching to pool swims from now on, and yeah, I don't know, maybe running on a treadmill better than nothing.
What do you think of Chad?
Yeah, I've obviously I've never done Chad. I'm actually a little bit worried about my poor knees, to be honest.
Okay.
But if my knees can make it through, then I think I'll be okay.
Do
It's
you have some
grueling.
existing knee injuries?
I don't, but I think from just all the volume I've been doing, my quads are just real tight. So I've just got a little bit of like tension over the knees, and don't think the step ups will help that. But I did 10 minutes of step ups the other day with my ruck, and I was like, oh my God, this is gonna suck. So so I don't know, like I have no idea how that's gonna go.
That's
I
awesome. I'm
think it's
glad you did 10
just
minutes and I'm glad you thought it's gonna suck because it is.
yeah. And then I think on Saturday I've got 20 minutes with a ruck on. So I don't know. I don't think that's going to get any better. It's just more how much grit do you have?
Yeah, that's kind of the intent. What do you have any questions for me?
Um. Yeah. From your opinion,
Yes.
what would be the best advice you could give a rookie, like leading up to the games, in preparation and like going into the weekend?
Definitely try to enjoy it, take it all in, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to work with the staff. Don't be afraid to ask judges, volunteers, or volunteer. I'm sorry, judges. The standard. Just make sure you're doing everything the right way. Understand. I've said this somewhere else too. That like no one's out there to get you or to set you up to fail. We're trying to set you up for success. Actually, um, bring the nerves down a little. There's going to be a ton of nerves. There's going to be a ton of unknown. That's the nature of the games. But
Yeah.
it's all good. Just understand the process and have fun with it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like where my head's at. Like, don't have any expectations. I'm just I don't want to say I'm happy to be there. I am happy to be there, but I don't want to look like that's the only reason why I'm there.
Yeah.
So yeah, give
Move on.
100% and see what
Yep.
happens.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
Any other question, or is that it?
No, I do just want to say that I've really enjoyed this season so far. So from a programming standpoint, I think you've done such a good job. Like it's I feel like it's a very inclusive, it's inclusive from like what the open was for the members and stuff, but then also as an athlete, like I feel like it really tests people's abilities compared to like certain things have been in the past. Like even all the semifinals workouts, they were fairly simple, but they made you hurt. It was like literally, how bad can you hurt?
Yes.
But you had to have an element of like skill and strength as well. So I really, really enjoyed the season, and I really hope to see more things like that in the future.
Well, if you enjoyed this season, you're going to really enjoy the games.
Oh, yay. Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
good news.
Yes. So
Maybe.
Well, thank you, Gemma. Thanks for the time. Did I say that right, Gemma?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Thank you for the time, and look
Yeah,
forward to seeing you in Texas.
definitely. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.